Hello, and welcome to a new Let's Play, Wasteland 2 Director's Cut. As you see before you, there is 4 pre-made characters. I'm just going to give you a quick rundown of each character, and then we're going to jump straight into the game. And for the first part, we'll probably get the Ranger Citadel part out of the way, and then the following part we'll start getting into some real action. So let us begin with VaguelySane, myself. I'll be leading the group, taking leadership, smartass assault rifles and toaster repair, with the quirk opportunist. Now, the leader suffers a little bit with the combat skills, having taken charisma. So I've taken assault rifles so I can stay within the middle of the group, get the best bonus out of that leadership for everyone else. And with the opportunist quirk, with everyone else going before me, they will have caused damage to the enemy, and hopefully I'll be able to finish them off with the bonus damage, providing I can get the enemies below 35% life. And next up we have Dark Raven, close combat specialist, taking bladed weapons, brute force, demolitions and hard ass. Now I know there's a few NPCs that have pretty much these same kind of skills, but I prefer to give these to one of my rangers. She's taken the quirk Psychopath, hopefully to give us a nice little bonus in combat, providing she can hit stuff. So let's let's hope that she does, or else she could struggle in combat initially, but later on she should actually start to really shine. Next up is Crossfire, going to be taking computer science, energy weapons, perception and weaponsmithing, with the quirk Ascetic to help boost these up a little bit, and just to get an extra point in awareness to improve his combat initiative further, keep him up with the other 3 members of the group. Energy weapons is generally a weak option to start off with at the beginning, because there's not very many enemies that use conductive armor, but later on, especially in the second half of the game, energy weapons is really going to shine, and I plan on developing that as best I can straight from the off. Followed by, and lastly, bullets. It's going to be our field medic, with surgeon, field medic, sniper rifles and kiss ass, taking the quirk brittle bones. Now, with his coordination being so high with the brittle bones, is going to give him 12 AP to start off with a 6 AP sniper rifle. That is going to be 2 shots per turn with a sniper rifle, and that is just disgusting. He's also got a high awareness, which gives him a decent combat initiative, which means he's really going to be putting out some damage, and hopefully being at the back of the group, he's not going to pose himself as much of a target, which means he'll be able to pick up anybody who gets knocked down and heal up anybody who desperately needs it. Brittle Bones has brought down his combat speed quite significantly, considering he has a low speed to begin with, but hopefully that isn't going to cripple him too much. I'll just have to keep him in light armor. Anyway, moving on, we have difficulty select. I'm going to be picking the Ranger difficulty. It's just one that I prefer. The other 2 are too the rookie in season to just make the game far too easy, and Supreme Jerk I haven't even tried and wouldn't dare to at the moment, because it will probably lead to lots of deaths and reloads, and that's something we would like to avoid. Anyway, I'm going to lead on with the cutscene, and I will catch up with you guys very shortly.
What comes after the end? I don't know. Neither did they. They were just an Army engineer battalion, constructing roads and bridges deep in the middle of the Arizona nowhere. They didn't know why Armageddon had come. They'd heard radio chatter about an attack on some space-based missile platform. But who had attacked it, or why? No one knew. What they did know is that the politicians and the generals had finally ended the world. Now, everything was gone. They took over a federal prison for a fort, kicked out the convicts, got busy starting from scratch. Maybe it was an act of mercy. Maybe they figured that the prisoners would die out in the harsh new world. Whichever, it came back to bite the engineers in the ass. Cultists, criminals, cannibals. They've been living with the fallout ever since. Good people had survived too, called for help in the night. And those engineers, those common soldiers, could not stand by and see them die. So they came out of their fort, and they helped the survivors defend their homes. And for that, they earned a new name, a proud name, the Desert Rangers. Now, Rangers, I know at times it seems our cause is hopeless. And I know it's hard to say goodbye to a brother in arms. But I want you to know something else. That no Ranger who dies in the line of duty will ever be forgotten. Nor will he have ever died in vain or unavenged. Thank you, recruits.
Okay, so there we have it. A stiff-bearded old man wearing a hard-worn Ranger uniform and battered old cowboy hat. General Vargas walks with a cane, but he's not helpless. He wears a pearl-handled revolver on his hip, and there are a lot of notches on the barrel.
I appreciate you coming to Captain Ace's retirement party when you hardly knew the man. Appropriate, too, seeing as how investigating his death will be your first duty as a Desert Ranger.
How did Ace die, sir?
Ace had been trying to locate a faint radio signal, which has lately been giving us cause for concern. We gave him 3 repeater units and sent him to hook them up to 3 remote radio towers. This would have allowed us to get a fix on the signal. But sadly, Ace was murdered by unknown assailants right after hooking up the first tower, and his logbook and the last 2 repeater units were stolen.
Okay, so happy to be given this opportunity, sir, but are you sure we're ready?
Yeah, I know. You've hardly found your feet with us, and here I am sending you on a mission that already got 1 Ranger killed. Well, I wish I had another option, but the Desert Rangers are spread a little thin right now. Ranger teams Abel and Charlie are out west trying to stop a range war out there from becoming straight-up genocide. And Team Baker is up north looking for a way through the radiation that's cut us off from Vegas. I'm afraid the next generation is going to have to lead the charge on this one.
Okay, so the signal was a threat, sir?
The voice on those broadcasts disturbed me greatly. It talked crazy talk about a future where man and machine would be one. Worse, it talked about us, the Desert Rangers, specifically. It said it was coming for us.
So what about the repeater units, sir?
When you get back to the Citadel, talk to our radio expert, Wade Woodson, if you want to know more about the technical details. All I know is the repeaters will upgrade the towers and allow us to zero in on the mystery signal.
Okay, so where are the radio towers?
I'll give you the locations of the towers once you have the repeaters in hand. More important to find them first.
Okay, so you think the logbook was stolen, sir?
Don't know, but it wasn't on Ace's person when he was found. Look for it. It might have some clues as to his death.
And what's the mission, sir?
The mission is this. Search the area where Ace's body was found, and do your best to recover his logbook and the repeater units. Then call in your report. If you find the repeaters, I may send you on to finish his mission. Ace's death must be avenged, and it will be. But finding the signal he died trying to track down is just as important. Besides, I got the sneaking suspicion that when you find the one, you'll find the other.
And where is the area, sir?
It's about a day's walk east from here. I'll mark it on your map.
Oh, there we go. Our map. Currently bare bones at the moment.
There you go.
And call in, sir?
Yes, call in on your radio. Your radio is your lifeline to Ranger Citadel. We'll be calling you with alerts and updates on your current missions, and sending you new missions when we receive distress calls. As Rangers, it is your sworn duty to respond to those calls. That is the contract we made with the people of Arizona when we opened for business.
And when can we enter Ranger Citadel, sir?
Once you prove yourself, the Citadel will be your new home. Consider this mission the final test of your training. If you succeed, you are welcome within our walls. If you fail, then you aren't cut out to be a Desert Ranger, and we won't let you in.
Okay, here you can see we have three options: red, green and blue. Red being the hard-ass approach. You'll notice the picture will switch to Dark Raven. She's our party hard-ass. We've got the green, which is kiss-ass. As you notice, it will switch to Bullets because he's the kiss-ass. And then you have the blue, which is smart-ass, which will be my response. Surely, sir, the success of the mission is more important than testing us. If you want to find these signals, shouldn't you let us in so we can stock up on everything we need to succeed?
Using logic on me, eh? Smart-ass. Logic and observation will change some folks' minds, and you can catch people in lies that way. But sometimes it only makes them mad, so be careful. In this case, you're right. I should let you in, but I got a feeling about you four.
Yeah.
You got depths you don't even know you have, and it's going to take adversity to tap them. So I'm sending you out undergunned and unprepared, just to see what it brings out of you. You'll thank me later.
I'm sure we will.
Maybe.
Well, thank you, sir. We'll do our best.
Good luck out there, recruits.
We'll need it, I'm sure. Okay. So, here we are at the start. As you'll notice, there is a shining shovel on the ground. That is one of the first things you want to pick up. And I've clicked distribute all, when really I should have just... had it given to me! Give it to me! And I want to add that to hotkey. So now it's down in here. Let us see. Nothing there. 18 energy cells, sniper ammo and a few medkits and surgeon tools. And I've got myself plenty of ammunition. Wunderbar! Right. There's not much over here except more desert. So we shall head on down this way and have a look to see what we can see. Oh, hello, sorry about that. Had a little bit of a crash. Anyway, where was I? So, we are currently in the section outside of Ranger Citadel. So, let us go over here. Good to see you, recruits. Afraid I can't open this door for you yet. A desert ranger in scarred but spotless combat armour stands at attention before the doors of the Ranger Citadel. He gives you a friendly salute. Welcome to Ranger Citadel, recruits, but the General ordered me not to let you in before you finished your investigation. But the General ordered us to tell you to let us in. Nice try, recruits, but it won't get you through this door. I like your sass, though. Tell you what. I know you want to get inside so you can get your hands on the good stuff Melson's got waiting for you in the armory. Well, I got a little toy that might just tide you over. Interested? You bet. What is it? I call her the Mississippi Mule, 'cause she kicks like one. Double-barrel flintlock pistol that'll turn your enemies into a thin red paste, as long as they're within 10 feet of you. She was my go-to gal when I was out on patrol, but now I'm stuck here on door duty. She don't get much use. You can have her, as long as you promise to put her to good use. Pretty sure that's a promise we can keep. Great, here you go. Treat her good and she'll do the same to you. Okay. Don't ask the option about letting yourself in through the door, because that'll lead to him attacking you eventually. Howdy there, Team Echo. A kindly older woman in standard issue ranger garb. She seems occupied counting goods and organising crates. Aside from the clothes, she's the picture of a loving grandmother. You could swear she smells faintly of fresh baked cookies. Well, hello, recruits. Welcome to Solvig Sundries. Happy to trade wherever you like. An honour to make your acquaintance. Always nice to see new faces around here, and a pleasure to make sure they have everything they need before they head out into the big bad world. Okay, so you can outfit us. Well, with the essentials as tough to find as they are, I can't just give them away for free. Believe me, I wish I could. But we keep our prices as close to cost as we can for our ranges. You can stop by for the basics wherever you're at in the area, and once you get clearance to enter the Citadel, you'll get access to some of our more valuable goodies. You'll have to talk to Sergeant Melson about that when you get inside. What's Sergeant Melson like? Oh, he's a great friend and great quartermaster, but I'll be eating sand and wiping with cactus flowers without him. And Ranger Citadel, what about it? I do love this place nowadays. It used to be full of some kooky birds back when I was young. Fellas seemed to worship pre-war junk, even if they didn't know what it was, and they wouldn't share none of it. Well, I shouldn't get too judgmental. I'm sure they thought they were doing right. Nice to meet you too, Solvig. What's your story? Oh, it's not so interesting. I grew up in a village near here, but I was already a grandmother twice over when the Desert Rangers moved into the Citadel. I saw how much good the Rangers were doing, and I wasn't up to much when my children moved to other villages to start their own families. It was a little unconventional for an old lady to go through basic training, but I pulled my weight and earned my star. I may not be too useful in forward operations, but I've got lots of experience keeping people well fed and well clothed, and I can run a drill press with the best of them. So General Vargas has me help Sergeant Melson run the supplies, and I help Captain Mercaptain in the workshop now and again. What's Captain Mercaptain like? She's the smartest person I ever met, bar none. She can whip up laser beams and water purification systems like I whip up pies. What's General Vargas like? He's modern-day Patton. He's got a mind for strategy and knows how to make the tough calls, but he's got a gentle side too. Okay, what do you have to trade? Right, nothing here we can afford because we've only got 50 scrap. So it's going to be a long time before I can actually actively buy anything worth getting. This will be one of the items I get eventually, because I want to be able to move through some of the more irradiated areas without snuffing it. Now, I could sell the Mississippi Mule, but I've got other plans for that later on. So let's move on out of here. Oh, that's okay. Maybe next time. Goodbye. Lovely to meet you, Team Echo. Come back again real soon. Ah, the water canteen, where I need to keep my canteens nice and topped up. Your canteens have been topped off.
Hey, Echo 1, mind picking up that can over there for me? Think there's some water in there.
Yeah, sure, we'll get bullets to pick it up. No worries. Oh!
He headbutted you right in the butt.
Dear. Right, anyway, this is where the shovel will come in handy. We get to dig up the dirt and find what goodies lay beneath. In this case, Not much. But we did get a little bit of scrap, so that's always good. I'll hold down the old Z key there, just to make sure I don't miss anything. Oh, another dirt pile. Let's open this up. And... oh, goodness me. Not having much luck with these dirt piles at the moment. Okay, we've got Ranger Brass Knucks. Sorry, can't talk right now. Gotta clean up this graffiti. And... here we have our first obstacle. Perception coming into its own. Actually, let me turn that back on. So, right click this, gives us our options on how to get through the fence. Now you've got lock picking. I have nobody with lock picking, so that is not an option. I do have brute force, however. So let us kick this down. Boom! That's how you open up a fence in the Arizona. And we have a pre-war ammo can, might contain some usable slugs. And we have some energy cells. We'll give those to Crossfire. And here we have a case that contains... this fiberglass case with heavy plastic latches looks like just the kind of thing in which you'd safely store your guns. An old Navy revolver and some .38. Oh. Well, unfortunately, pretty darn useless. So eventually I will be breaking that stuff down for weapon scrap, and there is a good reason for that. But that won't be until later on. Alright, we've got more dirt piles over here. Ah, excellent. More .38 and a makeup mirror. By excellent, I mean absolutely freaking useless. And more .38 ammo. This stuff is... it's growing out of the ground! Okay, before we talk to Angela, I've remembered that I need to sort out Crossfire's aesthetic skill. So we have an attribute point. Bam. Up goes his awareness. And up goes his combat initiative, now 15. Pretty sweet. Next we've got 5 skill points with which to use and abuse. So we'll give him another point of perception, a point in computer science for now. Got no choice but to save that last point. And then we shall move along. And who do we have over here? None other than...
you never should have put down the wrench and picked up the gun.
none other than Angela Deth, who tried to interrupt me whilst I was talking. A tough-looking redhead with decades of sun and wind and hard living etched into her angular face stands sobbing in the shadows. You saw her at Ace's retirement party. The sleeves of her uniform had been torn off, revealing multiple tattoos on her sinewy arms. All skulls. The tears running down her cheeks are splashing on a rusty old wrench she holds in her scarred hands. Among the skull tattoos that cover Angela's arms, there is a single heart, and within that heart, a single name. Ace.
Sorry about the waterworks. I'm still pretty broke up over Ace. I'm Angie. You kids must be the new recruits old Vargas trained up. Lord, y'all just babies.
Babies? Us?
Sorry, but you are. As cute as little kittens. Y'all remind me of us. Snake, Razor, Thrasher, and me. Back when we were just starting out. Thinking we were gonna save the world for the future. Thinking none of us would ever die. Christ, sorry. Don't listen to me. Youth is good. Optimism is good. If we all started out worn out and jaded like me, nobody'd ever try to change the world. So you kids go ahead and give it a go. Maybe it'll work this time.
Where's Thrasher now?
You better call him Gilbert now. Funny, back in the day he just seemed like this big old growly bear. Strong as an ox and just about as articulate. But then he got all torn up during our fight with the robots from Base Cochise. and he couldn't go out on patrol no more. Any other commander would have handed him his walking papers. But Vargas doesn't dump old friends. So he started him working in the museum. And once you know it, turns out the old bear has a knack for cartography. He's been gradually mapping our little corner of the Wasteland ever since. Who'd have thunk it?
What was Base Cochise?
An old military facility from before the war. And the biggest fight the Rangers ever had. There was some crazy computer in there that kept spitting out robots and sending them off to kill people. We had one hell of a fight putting it down. Earned our stripes that day. Literally. That's when I became Captain Deth.
A computer was making the robots?
Yeah. The base Cochise AI. Don't know what was wrong with it. Broken, I guess. It thought everybody was its enemy. Wanted to kill the whole planet.
And what happened to Hellraiser?
He's another one gone. Went out for a patrol a few weeks back and never came home. Don't know if he's dead, or AWOL, or gone off to join the Scorpions. All anybody knows is he hasn't called in, and we haven't heard from anybody who's seen him. I miss old Hellraiser like blazes. Didn't talk much. Didn't make friends easy. Wasn't big on social graces. But he was as loyal as they come, and when the shit started flying, he was the guy you wanted at your back. He didn't win that name by accident. Sharp as a razor, scary as hell.
And what about the Red Scorpions?
You weren't briefed on those fucks during your training? Well, let me fill you in. You know when we left the prison and moved here to the Citadel? Well, the Scorpions were the jerks who moved into the prison when we moved out. Just a bunch of Rangers back then, but they've been getting more organized. Call themselves a militia now. And they try to act like they're the Desert Rangers of Eastern Arizona. Well, that's a load of horse shit. Protection racket ain't the same as protecting people. They shake down all their towns for money. And if the locals don't kick in, they smash them up. The Rangers aren't like that. We get by on donations and good old-fashioned scavenging.
Damn right. Anyway, moving on to what can you tell us about Eastern Arizona?
Basically everything between the prison and the radiation clouds to the east. There are a few small towns and farms out there, which the Scorpions claim is their territory. Rangers used to patrol that area before we moved here, and we knew it pretty well. But a lot can change in 15 years. Who knows? Maybe it's all as clean and nice and crime-free as the Scorpions say it is. But I've got my doubts.
And what about the radiation clouds?
The edges of the map, kiddies. Big hot areas we can't get into without getting cooked to a crisp. The clouds move around some with the wind and the weather, but there are permanent hot spots on every side of us. North, south, east, and west. Until we started hearing those weird broadcasts, I kinda thought those clouds went on forever. And that Arizona was the last place on Earth. But maybe there's more people out there. Maybe the whole rest of the world's just fine, and we're the only ones in hell. Wouldn't that be a joke?
Have you heard any of these strange broadcasts?
Ace played me some of them before he died. Hard to make out a lot of it, but what I heard made my hair stand on end. Some guy talking about turning men into machines, or machines into men, or some shit. But the crazy thing was, then he starts talking about us, the Rangers, saying we're the cause of all the trouble in the world, and we need to be wiped out so his glorious future can be born. I mean, who is this guy? Where is he? What the fuck does he have against us?
Speaking of Ace, we saw you at his funeral. You knew him well?
They all hurt, but this one... Man, Ace wasn't even a ranger. Not at first. He worked as a driver and mechanic for Farron Brygo up in Vegas. When Base Cochise started sending its death machines into the desert, Brygo sent Ace south to recruit robot fighters. We met him in Quartz. He'd pissed somebody off out there and they'd locked him up. We sorted that out, and he started running with us, helping us fight Cochise, and never stopped. Vargas eventually gave him the uniform and the hat, but I don't think he ever formally signed on. He was just always there. And now he's... God damn it, Ace. I knew this one was trouble, I knew it.
You thought Ace's mission was trouble?
He was working on the same thing Vargas has you working on. Trying to track down radio signals from beyond the edges of the map. All seemed a bit boring and scientific to me. But then Ace started saying he thought someone was following him. I asked him to let me come with him when I met him at Rail Nomads to give him the repeater units. But he told me to go back to base. He said he was just jumping at shadows because those radio broadcasts had spooked him. I should have gone with him. Why didn't I go with him?
And tell me about the Rail Nomads.
It'd be a nice little place if the Atchisons and Topekans would kiss and make up. I can't even remember what it's all about. But between them, they got enough old railroad tech that if they worked together, they could give this area a real transportation system. Instead, seems like all they want to do is blow each other's heads off. Idiots.
Do you know any more about these repeater units?
I don't really know the details. It's all a bunch of mumbo-jumbo about transmitters and north-south axis and signals bouncing off the clouds. Ask Woodson about it. He's our radio genius.
And do you know Woodson?
Radio technician Wade Woodson? Sure do. He's the guy that makes sure you can hear Vargas when you're out on patrol. Keeps the machines running and the signal clear. He'll also talk your ear off about circuits and frequencies and I don't know what else if you let him. But be nice to him. He's your lifeline to the base.
What about Quartz?
Man, not sure I can recall. Haven't been out that way in ages. Don't even know if it's still on the map. Ask Thrasher. He'd know.
How well do you know General Vargas?
Better than he'd like. Back in the day, the General was the craziest of us all. But somehow, after he brought down Base Cochise, he became the sanest. Now he's running the whole show, and doing a damn fine job. While I'm still walking patrols and answering radio calls. Shows you how much ambition I got, huh?
So General Vargas used to be called Snake.
Well, like I said, he was one wild-ass son of a bitch back in the day. But I think the weight of his responsibilities has kind of squashed that out of him now. He hasn't been in a decent bar fight in, shit, a decade, maybe?
I see you have Ace's name tattooed in that heart on your arm.
You noticed that, huh? Well, Ace always said I wore my heart on my sleeve. Yeah, me and Ace, we were more than just old army buddies, if you know what I mean. That's why it hurts so bad. That's why I want to come with you.
Say, listen. Vargas asked you to look into Ace's death because he thought I was too upset to be professional about it. He didn't want me going off half-cocked and shooting up all of Arizona looking for his killer. But I gotta find this guy. Ace and me, well, we've been fighting side by side for nigh on 20 years. I'm not letting him die unavenged. So, well, I know it's going against orders, but if you let me tag along and be in at the kill, well, I'll help you find your feet out there. Maybe give you a few pointers along the way. I may be old and slow, but I know the wastes like the back of my hand. What do you say?
Well, Angela Deth is a slightly higher level than us, and she will likely carry our party throughout the first part of Arizona. So I'm certainly going to say yes.
Cool. No need to tell Vargas why I joined you. If anybody asks, I'm just helping you get oriented, alright?
Alright. So what does she have? She's got herself a wrench, which will equip in her second hand. She's got an M1 assault rifle, just like myself. I've gone and dropped her bullets on the ground like a twit. And I need to pick those back up. Take your ammo back, Angie. Oh, what am I doing? Auto sort. Doi. Okay, faded letters. Each of these letters is faded and yellowed with age and use. To my angel is scrawled on the front in loving, if slightly messy, handwriting. Okay, so, don't want us looking at that. A tin can. A shiny tin can that you stole from a goat. I'm an evil person. I stole from a goat. Scorched snuff box? If that's snuff, why is your Geiger counter clicking? Good for checking your makeup or around corners. A large ring. This thing is way too big to put on a finger. Don't even want to know where that's used. And a necklace. A necklace with a metal symbol. Okay. We've got our old Navy revolver, which unfortunately nobody uses handguns. Oh. Switch back to the party leader. And I think we shall end it there for now. When we come back, we shall head on out of the starting zone and move into the big wide world of Arizona, the map, and we will head to the radio tower where we shall try and locate Ace's killer, or at least pick up some clues. Thank you very much for watching. Have a lovely rest of the day, and I hope to see you again soon. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.